So, I spend quite a bit of my time making up, like, fantasy realities and everything. Like, lots and lots and lots of them. And, none of them have aristocracies. I can't even imagine why I would want to even conceive of the idea of a reality in which there's an aristocracy. I mean, aristocracies just steal credits for things, pander to assholes, and corrupt the infrastructure. I mean, like, so all of my realities, they're like these communisms, you know, democracies, republics. And it's just funny. Man, I'm getting eaten alive by mosquitoes. I had to pause the video. Okay, so aristocracies, because that's what we have, right? We don't have a democracy. We have an aristocracy. You can either vote for this aristocrat or this aristocrat. And you can all get together and you say, no, we're not going to vote for an aristocrat. We're all going to vote for someone else. And that person gets up there, and then all the aristocrats turn and they go, oh, I'm sorry. You can't do anything. You're not an aristocrat. This is an aristocracy. This isn't a democracy. You have to kiss the ass of all the aristocrats everywhere else in the world, and that's how our government structure works. And then so you go, well, that's absurd. You can't just have an aristocracy where we can't even vote against you. And of course they can. But they say, oh, yeah, except you only have 4 years, and you're going to be gone. So you're not going to get anything done in 4 years. And then they'll vote for an aristocrat. Getting eaten alive here. This is awful. But, yeah, so I've got so many different ideas on the go. And all the conflict is basically driven by, like, this just nonsensical ego. And it's not, like, actually, like, no, I shouldn't say it's nonsensical ego. It's, like, economics and stuff. It's very fucked up. Anyways, that's not entirely what the point is. And it's not really based on economics or ego. But, so if you... I watched a video on the Korean War. And the Korean War was all about protecting aristocratic interests in Korea. That's why the United States was there. That's why NATO was there. They were defending aristocracy. They were like, nah, there's no way we're going to have equality amongst the people. There's the caste. There's the rich people and the value of money, and those people control the resources of the land, and those people control the policies, and those people control everything, and that was the only way that NATO was ever going to have it. And that's the only reason the United States was there. It had absolutely nothing to do with freedom. It had nothing to do with rights or liberty or democracy. They were fighting democracy to instate aristocracy. And now, South Korea, the porn capital of fucking Asia, has more poverty than everyone else except for Japan, which is a shithole where suicide rates are skyrocketing because it's a fucking shithole run by the United States because it's an aristocracy. And there's just complete disregard for their entire environment, for the entire economy. It's just a fucking aristocracy. Oh, it's insane. Oh my gosh. The aristocrats are all corrupt and they use propaganda to try and manipulate people to do things for them. And they pander to the assholes that just want the shit. I'm gonna get my shit. It's fucking retarded. Well, honestly, like all day, every day. The only way I relax, and it's brutal, because it's like, it's technically an incredible amount of strain on my brain. I just make up like a plethora of realities and develop them and create stories and create mechanics and create economies that work and everything. But anyways, if I ever got in government, one of the very first things I would ever do is just completely abolish all tax for the labor class. I'd put 100% of the tax on the business class. So like investors and people that don't actually contribute. People who are like taking based on the benefits of an affluent economy, like a secretary. Like it just straight up. The labor class would have zero taxes. The end. So I'm a communist. So 100% of all the trees and all of the ore, you would never contract any of that out to any private group to resource or anything like that. And you'd limit everyone's ability to resource those resources because the government would regulate it. Educating people, like providing people with knowledge, would be free. There would be no fucking patent office. Like there would be like a certain amount of bursaries and recognition that would be given to people, and there would be a bureau for managing the production and development of things that would give due diligent recognition and payment to people. But like everything would be like known Like, how do you make acid? What is tree sap good for? Is the predominant amount of glues made from tree sap? Obviously. You got things like falconry. How many birds can you take from the wilderness in Ontario annually? It's like 5, and you have like a ticket for it. So it's like if you're hunting moose or you're hunting deer, there's a ticket for how many falcons you can take out of the wilderness of Ontario. And you have to have like several different falconing licenses. Get rid of that fucking shit. Or it would also be 100% illegal to cut any form of grass with gasoline. You'd be legally obligated to grow a garden if you have any amount of property, or that property would be taken away from you, and you'd have a house and enough space to plant a garden if you wanted to. I just want to say, I can't even bother to imagine a world with aristocracy. Aristocracy is just so fucking shit. Complete shit. Peace.